Well, welcome back, everybody. Today I went on the PTS. Well, earlier today I did, and I've been hearing a lot of things on the forums. I'm sure you guys have seen it too about how combat feels really clunky on the PTS, and not just the ultimates with the extra cast time, but there appears to be some cast time added to some other aspects of combat too, and it makes it feel really bad on the PTS. So I decided to go on and explore some of these issues myself, and all I can really say is, after getting on the PTS and testing some of this out, I'm really disappointed with the way that combat seems to be going this patch. So as to the claim that combat feels really clunky on the PTS, it's true. It does feel incredibly clunky, and I nailed down exactly why combat feels so bad on the PTS. So I ran around killing mobs for a while to just kind of figure out why it feels so bad, and it's because they added a cooldown at the end of Bash. After you use a Bash attack on the PTS, you cannot roll dodge cancel it. You can't weapon swap afterwards either, and it just this change here makes combat feel really, really clunky. Now, I'm not sure if it was intentional for them to add this delay after Bash, man, but all it does is really hurt animation cancel combos. And as you could see there, when I don't bash, it allows me to do the roll cancel at the end of it. But if I am bashing, I do not get that roll cancel. And that's why you were seeing me hold block for so much there earlier. And, well, in the long run, this is just going to result in gameplay that we see on the live server here just not being possible. You see on the live server, I dot this guy up, hit him with the stun, and we go for the onslaught combo after his roll into the light attack there. And had we had the cast time on the onslaught, we would have missed that onslaught to his second roll, and we wouldn't have landed the light attack right away afterwards because of the delay on the bash. And, this is not a good change because it really hurts builds that require high precision to play, and it kind of just throws good timing out the window. I mean, the skill cap is essentially getting lowered when you add cast times to a game like this, and it starts to make it feel a lot more like your traditional MMO that has these cast times and all this delay, etc. You have to wait for cooldowns, as opposed to ESO, which in the past has been really reflexive and active combat. And all of these cast times, they're just going to encourage people to play an even tankier meta than what we see today. I'm really not looking forward to what PvP will be like in this new patch, because if you play these speed style builds that are not very popular, but they are effective if you practice them a lot, they're just kind of like high precision builds. And if you play this, it's not going to function nearly as well next patch. You're going to be hit with a huge nerf to pretty much everything you do, because if you want to do any kind of real offensive combo, you want to add that bash in for the extra damage, and now you leave yourself susceptible for an extra few seconds. And I mean, at the end of the day, this is incredibly devastating to the type of builds that don't need this kind of a nerf in PvP. This really hurts any build that isn't a durable tank that's designed to just heal away damage and spit out attacks with nilly-willy not dodging or blocking anything. So this, combined with ZeniMax just buffing the crap out of single target dots, it makes me honestly very concerned about what PvP is going to look like. I just feel like we're going to have the most ridiculous tank meta we have ever seen in this new patch, and it's 100% because ZeniMax is encouraging people to play this way and punishing you for playing a different way. Now, I did want to test the Templar Eclipse Bubble as well as the Sork Stun. I didn't do any testing with the Sork Stun. It's just unblockable now, and everybody knows that that is not going to be healthy for PvP. It has no counterplay. That's a huge no-no. And this Templar Eclipse Bubble, man, it only has the Purge counter, and you can reapply it when your opponent has CC immunity, which means you can constantly keep this on them. And outside of the stun immunity, they'll always be reapplying the Snare and the Immobilize to themselves. The only saving grace about this ability is that it doesn't apply all of the negative effects if they hit you with 3 attacks, as in like a quick animation cancel or a force pulse that's 3 separate attacks. It has a 1-second cooldown in between applying each negative effect. But man, all I can really say is this is so broken. I can't believe ZeniMax is going to add this, and yet again, it's the same problem with Streak. It doesn't have appropriate counterplay. For the amount of CC shutdown that this ability is going to give you, especially in PvP, this does not have enough counterplay. It has to be CC breakable. It has to be purgeable as well. Just having it purgeable is not an acceptable counter to this ability. Oh yeah, and I also checked out the tooltips on the healing morph of this, and man, the heal on it is pretty freaking insane. I'm on a stamina build, and it was giving me a sizable heal for a stamina build every time I reflected an attack, and it lasts for 6 seconds. Honestly, they need to do something different with Eclipse. They can maybe go this route with it, but this is way too powerful, and I don't know what ZeniMax is thinking with this change yet again. So all in all, guys, this was an incredibly disappointing experience on the PTS for me. This is the worst set of patch notes that ZeniMax has put out in years, and the past like 3 sets of notes have been really good. I have to say that. There have been some missteps in them, but it's definitely been a lot of improvement and just a good set of notes in general. But this patch, guys, honestly, I mean, I know that there's kind of a newer combat team working on this with Robo gone now, but if this is any inkling of what we have yet to see from ZeniMax, I am very concerned for the health of combat balance in this game. I am very concerned not just for balance, but gameplay. I mean, ESO has been a really fun game for me because of how fun it is to play. It's always been about that fun build craft and that really reflexive, responsive gameplay. If ZeniMax is going to take away that aspect of the game, I don't know, man. This is something that, as a longtime player, this would alienate me from the game. And I'm really concerned that ZeniMax is even considering some of these changes. I really, really, really hope that that bash change is just a bug. I hope that is not something that are trying to sneak in to see if no one would notice, because, man, we will notice. So if you guys have not been on the PTS yet, I implore you to check out the changes yourselves and let me know what you think. If you don't agree, or if you agree, please let me know how you feel in the comments down below. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. I create regular ESO content, and I will be covering the upcoming changes to what happens with this PTS patch. So be sure to hit that sub button and stay informed. We feature top 5 PvP commentary as well as builds on the channel, so if you guys want to send in anything to be featured on the channel, you can send it to KristoferESO@hotmail.com. We are sponsored by What the Fast. They're a VPN for gamers. They give me better ping to my favorite games, and they're free to try for the first 14 days. If you guys want to give them a shot, there's no harm, no foul, no credit card to sign up. So if it doesn't do what you're looking for, you can just get rid of it. And last but not least, if you guys really love the show and you want to help support what I do, you can always become a patron on Patreon. Without you guys, I would not be able to do this job. So thank you so much just for helping out. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope to see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.